ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. The lineup we have suggests it's going to be a 4-5-1 formation, Jim.
Well, it's a formation, Peter, that lends itself to good possession and control in midfield because you've got the numbers there, a higher concentration. Backing that up with enough attacking dynamism is down to managers who want to get at teams. It can be used in cautious terms too, but certainly if you want to advance a little quicker and you have that attitude, then you can be very positive about this too.
So that's got things underway. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Well, the midfielder, Ryan Gravenberch, is just very cultured, Peter. Another really fine product from the famous Amsterdam production line. And just like so many of their alumni, he's shown wonderful intelligence and versatility, and of course vision whenever he's played. I think he's a tremendous all-round talent.
Okay, interesting. That has been cut short. Robbie. Van de Ven. Van Dijk. Reinders. Malen. Reinders. And he's well positioned here.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Van de Ven. Van Dijk. Hannibal. Sakiri. Oh, well. Can he finish? Van de Ven. Van de Ven, gently done. Sakiri. It's a great gallop down the right-hand side. Gakpo did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Van de Ven. Reinders. Dumfries. Gravenberch. Malen. Reinders. Reinders. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Hannibal. Sakiri. Hannibal. The pressing's intense and it's paid off. The referee's awarded a free kick. Sakiri. Shot at goal! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
They've played it short. It's a mighty effort! And the header is disappointing in the end.
The Netherlands, well, the manager clearly has to react to this and tactically change what's happening. It's too easy for them to get in.
Gravenberg. Quality ball. Well read, nice interception. Hannibal. Oh, that is a good ball to find him. Spread out to the left. Gakpo. Now it's Reinders. And he's lost his man here. Now that's well seen too. Has a look and plays it forward. Dumfries. Van Dijk. De Jong. Dumfries. De Jong. Van Dijk. That's a lovely, neat pass. Cuts out the pass. Sakiri. De Jong. I wonder what you've seen, Jim, over the early moments of the game.
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Hannibal. Van de Ven. Gakpo goes on a charge down the left. And it's Reinders. Gets good distance on it. Looking for a decent ball in. Out towards the flank. A chance to play it in. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. Van Dijk. Gravenberg. Succumbs to the pressure. Van de Ven. Great defending, strong and determined. Keeper's got good distance on that. But it's lofted through here.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
The Netherlands getting a lot of touches here, but they're not making much progress. Van Dijk. That's really well manoeuvred. Gakpo. Van de Ven. Now here's the delivery. forwards. He's through now. It's Robbie! Oh, nearly. Sakiri. Plenty of endeavour from either side, but not much of it in the vicinity of either goal.
I actually think both teams are playing okay here. We've had some good attempts, although they've mounted to nothing so far.
Does really well to win the ball there. Moved on forwards. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Thinks one through. For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Gravenberg. Marlon forwards and with intent. Sakiri. Hannibal. That has found him in acres of space. Dumfries. And it's played forward. Tries a measured ball. And he's there to clear it. And that's been won straight back. He is just caressing the ball. Skiri. De Jong with the foul. Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Van Dijk. Van de Ven. Van Dijk. Robbie looks to get on the end of this. Sakiri. Moved on forwards. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. Van Dijk shifted upfield. That's really well manoeuvred. Tries to get it clear. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. Hoisted upfield by the keeper. Van Dijk. De Jong. Dumfries. Aim forwards. Oh, nicely intercepted. Shaqiri. Up towards the front line.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Malen. Gravenberg. And it's Reinders. Dumfries. Reinders. Malen. Dumfries. Oh, it's played into... Here's the header! That's really well manoeuvred. Calmly anticipates. Van Dijk. That's a cute ball. Shaqiri. Aim forwards. It's an inviting looking ball, that. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Gakpo. Gravenberg. Reinders. And it's played forward.
How many interceptions have we seen now? Someone's got to up the quality and set an example.
Van de Ven. De Jong. Gakpo shifted upfield. Shaqiri. Moved on forwards. Reinders. Dumfries. De Jong. Van de Ven. That's been drilled forward. Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. And it's played forward. Van Dijk clears it away. Both sides a bit too casual in possession. Van Dijk. Well, they've seen lots of the ball. Time to go for it a bit of creativity and adventure. De Jong. Van Dijk. That's really well manoeuvred. And he cuts out the supply. Malen. Now it's Brobbey. Brobbey. Oh, good spread. Brobbey. Now it's Dumfries. Dumfries. He's had a shot! And there's green grass ahead of him. And the keeper has it. Van de Ven. Van de Ven shifted upfield. Pass just lacking in accuracy. Aim forwards. And that's a foul. Free kick's been given. Reinders. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Oh, can he get onto this? Van Dijk. And it's played forward. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. Reinders. Moved on forwards. Now it's Brobby. Out to the right. Back into the middle. Out for a throw. He's got options in the box if he gets his head up. Plenty to aim at here. Gakpo. And that's aimed into the middle. Decent chance! Van der Ven. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Ball comes in. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. And it's Reinders. Dumfries. Now, who's going to be first to this? They get a throw in. Marlon played back in. Firmly met. Reinders. Marlon takes a shot! Brobby. And he's following up! Oh, that was no routine save.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
And that has been cleared. Van der Ven. And here's shapes to shoot! Goal, the Netherlands! You don't keep those outs. He knew, he just knew.
Oh, that's an incredible shot. The dip and the curl he managed to get on it. Impeccable technique, Peter. Absolutely impeccable.
The Netherlands have fired themselves in front.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
And that's really well manoeuvred. Defending of the desperate variety. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Gakpo. Gakpo with the cross. That has been knocked clear. Marlen wins the duel this time. Marlen. Now it's Reinders. It was all about the quality of the delivery, and they come away with nothing. No way through there. Dumfries. Van Dijk. Dumfries. Dumfries goes forward. Now it's Brobby. Done delicately. Now it's Brobby. Well timed, excellent interception. Van Dijk. Dumfries, driven forward. That's going to go a long way. And that's put paid to a promising move. Van der Ven. Reinders. Does really well to win the ball there. Sakiri shifted upfield. Defending of the desperate variety. Van der Ven. Van Dijk. De Jong. Aim forwards. Reinders. And here's Gakpo. Chance for a shot! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Sakiri. That has been cut short. Gravenberg. De Jong. De Jong, gently done. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Van der Ven. Oh, this looks sharp. Nicely intercepted. De Jong. Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here.
Well, obviously things are not good, Peter. It seems the team were just a bit too busy playing within themselves, too tentative. They have to improve and make it fast.
Here we go again.
Tunisia can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Van de Ven. Van Dijk. Marlon is offering some sort of an apology there.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Well read, nice interception. That's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. Well, that's surely a foul, free kick. Played out to the right. Lovely bit of skill. And a shot! Big relief, it just needed better contact. He steps in, and that's the end of that.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Moved on forwards. Hannibal! Gakpo. That looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. Hannibal. Chance! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Tunisia really have been deserted by their composure and allowed frustration to take over, and it's not a good sign.
De Jong. And it's played forward. Van de Ven. Van Dijk. Van Dijk forwards and with intent. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. And here's Reinders. And here's Gakpo. Ball swung in. Header! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And it's been taken short. And the chances keep on coming. They're awarded another corner. De Jong plays it short. And it's Denzel Dumfries.
Oh, good ball!
Hannibal. And again, they run up against stubborn defending. Gravenberg. Marlen. And here's Dumfries. Dumfries tries a cross. That's a nicely weighted pass. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Oh, there's a probing ball. Gravenberg. That's really well manoeuvred.
The Netherlands couldn't really be more watertight in midfield. Not a trickle is getting through.
Dink through. And that's nice and simple for the keeper. Moved on forwards. Sakiri. The ball is loose and the chase is on. Robbie. Now that's well seen too. Knocks it out wide. Oh, that's really good play on the right. He's driving forward. Here comes the cross. And it's hoisted clear. De Jong. And he cuts out the supply. Sakiri. Van Dijk. Gravenberg. Malen. And it's Reinders. Dumfries. Dumfries. Swept in. Sakiri gets it clear. Out to the left it goes. He has found the way through. Hannibal! Oh, that is rather wayward.
Tunisia have found chances hard to come by, so that's perfectly understandable.
Short changes him with that pass. Tunisia still chasing a one-goal deficit here. They've won a corner. Climbs up big! That was superb goalkeeping.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Van Dijk gets it away. Van Dijk. And it's played forward. Gravenberg. De Jong forwards and with intent. That's really well manoeuvred. Danger averted for now. Hannibal. Brilliantly cut out. De Jong aim forwards. Gravenberg. Dumfries. Van Dijk. De Jong. Van Dijk gently done. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. Hannibal. Sakiri. That's really well manoeuvred. Cleared. He's not played the ball, that's a foul. Marlon can get it clear. Over to the left. Oh, nice one too, very nice. And that's played in low. Van der Ven, who's set up one goal so far. Aim forwards. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Hannibal. Reinders. Hannibal. Van der Ven. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, the time has arrived to start taking risks. They may well be happy just to level this.
Lofted upfield, calmly anticipates. Moved on forwards, cuts out the pass. Van der Ven. Gravenberg. Van Dijk. De Jong. Gakpo chasing after it. And it's played forward. Spread out to the left. That's a good run down the left. Nice control. Plenty waiting in the middle. Bron could try cutting inside here. Time to deliver. Turns and goes back. Chance to deliver. And he's there to get it away. Well timed, excellent interception. Robbie. Marlen. Well played right into his path. Reinders. He's shifting and he shoots! And he thumps it clear. He can get that clear. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Pinged towards the front line. Well read, nice interception. That's a lovely, neat pass. That has been cut short. Gravenberg. Hannibal. Hit into the middle. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. That has been knocked clear. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. And now the breakaway. Hannibal. Gakpo looking to add to his goal. Gravenberg. And it's Reinders. And the shot! Straight at the keeper.
Well, that's confidence for you. Distance doesn't even bother him.
Up towards the front line. It's run loose here. Reinders. Gakpo. Now it's Gakpo. Gakpo! It's a loose ball. And again! And that has been cleared. Swings it across. And the keeper has it. Quality ball. It's an inviting looking ball, that. Van Dijk. De Jong. It's a quick ball upfield. Gravenberg. De Jong, aim forwards. Marlen, excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Hannibal. Oh, that's well done, really robust. Gravenberg. De Jong. Van Dijk. De Jong. Van Dijk shifted upfield. Out to the left it goes. Spread out to the left. That's really well manoeuvred. Marlen. Brobby. Played out wide. Dumfries. Oh, that looks a good ball through. Now it's Brobby. Cross deflected over the goal line for a corner. Oh, smashing header! Just off target.
Gakpo is clearly kicking himself here. He knew that was a great opportunity.
Good work on the right flank here. That's very neat. Hannibal! Hannibal! So close to drawing level.
Oh, what a chance. It looked to me like he just changed his mind at the last second there.
Tries to get it clear. Skiri. Nice physical challenge.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
Moved on forwards. De Jong. Van Dijk. De Jong. Aim forwards. Oh, cracking ball. Moved on forwards. And it's Reinders. Now that's well seen too.
The Netherlands clearly have been instructed to kill this off. Offence is the best form of defence.
Hannibal. Great defending, strong and determined.
Tunisia really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
Van Dijk.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
Clipped into space.
Tunisia really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Oh, shooting chance!
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Gakpo. Now it's Reinders.
The Netherlands surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
And it's Reinders. And here's Gakpo. Oh, well played. He's taken that really cleanly. So now we're going to get those changes we have been expecting.
Well, with the introduction of such a tall lad now, we may well see a more predictable, lofty route forward, but it's still very hard to deal with that, you know, if they can affect it right.
Gravenberg. Hangs in across. Struck first time. Oh, and that should have been two.
Gakpo has reacted in utter shock here. For him, the keeper has pulled off the impossible.
Cleared away. Van der Ven. And here's Gakpo. De Jong. And that's clear cut. It's a free kick. That would have won it.
Gakpo really should have done better there. I just hope for his sake that he doesn't live to regret that.
Brom driven forward. Gravenberg. It is looking like the end. If anything's going to happen, it's got to happen now.
Yeah, they're really playing in hope at this point, but hope is something you can always cling to. They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Oh, nicely intercepted. Played towards the front line. Dumfries. Gravenberg. Van Dijk. De Jong. Van de Ven. And it's played forward. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Oh, super find. That's a good ball.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish, no half measures from here.
Tunisia have to get it into the box and quickly.
Tunisia really don't have a choice now. They just have to throw everything forward and give themselves a chance to draw level.
Van Dijk. Dumfries. That's really well manoeuvred. Final seconds, this has to be it. Van de Ven with the clearance. Oh, lovely feed, he is such a good mover.
Tunisia really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks, and sustain some pressure.
Marlen. Muscular approach does pay off here. Hannibal. It is now or never. Time is against them.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Van de Ven. Van de Ven, gently done. Time added on will be 2 minutes. Hannibal. Hannibal. Aimed in towards the centre. Throwing. Skiri. Tunisia to make one last surge forward. Could have here their final chance. Dealt with nicely by the defence. They need to get it in quick. Tries a shot! And that is the end of it. They hung on right till the finish. So in the end, one goal did it. An exciting encounter where both sides produced a genuine effort to go on and win it, but neither was able to add to the scoreline in the end. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
It's just a bad day at the office, Peter. They look below par in all areas, and it has to be cause for genuine worry.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening.